generate more money than any other group of people in this country. We can't do that. So I think it's two things. I think the question of culture is central. It's not an aside. It is central. We have to be unapologetically black all the time in every circle, right? Then we have to take that attitude and say, we're gonna spend with our people first. This Korean kid told me when I was in California, and I'll stop. He said, well, we were having a conversation at a Korean restaurant right there in Koreatown, and they were so excited to see a black person in their Korean restaurant. What's the dude's name? The North Korea, the bad, the ultimate bad guy that just died. His son's in power. What's his name? Tim. Yes. Big old picture, big old spray painted picture of him right in the front of the building. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go eat at the Korean restaurant right quick. We go in there, they're baffled by the black person that walks into the Korean restaurant. And the dude said, it's really cool that you came here. He said, but you know what, I'm gonna tell you what black people's problem is. This is the Korean person trying to tell me what black people's problem is. He said, in Koreatown, he said, first of all, there wasn't a single building that had an English name on it in this whole area. Everything was in Korean, right? He said, in every Chinatown, in every Asian town in this country, we have a philosophy. It is sell to anybody, but buy only from ourselves. Sell to anybody, but buy only from ourselves. We don't spend our money with anybody if they ain't us. And he don't know me from the man in the moon. But he said, that's what y'all need to do. Right.
All right. We got an injection over here. Okay.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Let me go over here. I'm really happy to see everybody here, just to really spread some light and just everybody that's coming out and y'all look good, you know what I'm saying? And just being brave, because it ain't easy to absorb certain information in this society. There's so much out there that you really have to have the courage to absorb what people are saying, and mentalize it. But, I digress. I learned that in New York. I don't use the vocabulary. But no, I think I totally agree with everyone here about capitalism and money. And, I myself, I get nervous with money a little bit. Only because there's a lot of dirt attached to it. They really market money in this huge way to make it seem like we actually need it. And I remember a time we didn't need it. We didn't even need that. And the reason we didn't need it was because we didn't need all these conveniences. Who doesn't like convenience? You know what I'm saying? That's where money comes in, when it's convenient. Because if it's about eating, grass is edible, mangoes are edible. So as we get more and more into conveniences, money then starts coming into play. You want a car, you want this, But I think the root of black community first is black family. You can always judge a community or a family by the status of the women. If you can look at the women and you see that the women are oppressed, the whole society is oppressed. So with that being said, I think that us looking into our own families first on the inside, because that's really the only thing we can control. This dollar gonna keep going round and round, whether you have it or you don't. So ultimately, we have to look at our own families, how we treat our children, how we treat our own bodies. People are looking to pay this and pay that. Okay, you can support black businesses, and I'm totally for that. But, we still have to dig deeper. Well, what does this business represent? Because if you got a business who's feeding you cancer, does it make much sense to support them? No, because they don't have your health in the best interest. And really, that's really the core of who we are. We have to determine, okay, what's first? What's most important first? Let me see how I talk to my kids. I see so many black women, not just black women, women period. Oh, ain't no take you to the store again. You ain't getting nothing. Don't you I'm not buying nothing. You know, you give your kid, everybody had that talk before you went to the store. Don't ask for nothing. There ain't gonna be nothing. Ain't got nothing. You know, we all had that talk. You know, the skill's right there. You can't help it. You know, but ultimately, it's how we treat each other, and it comes down to, you know, the women. You know, we really have to show, and really it's the whole black family, but really have to show ourselves as women, and not just talking to the women, but talking to men too. How we treat our mothers and, you know, the women that make up our society or our family. We really have to determine, you know, is this a healthy and stable woman? Because we ourselves don't give ourselves credit enough. The dollar is not strong enough to break our community. It had to be deeper than that. I just cannot accept that. I cannot accept that. So we know all these are systems. We know all these are systems. So ultimately, you know, to make a long story short, I just want to say that, you know, let's look on the inside first, because the source of who we are is spiritual. It never was physical first. It was always spiritual, and that's our emotions. That's how we talk to each other. That's how we commune with each other. Let's clean that up. Because then we can become more honest, what he talked about. We can be more honest with each other. You know, I like this, but, you know, I'm trying to be on a cleaner path. This may not be something that I want to support, but I'll support you in this round, you know, encourage you. But just because a person does not buy from you doesn't mean that they don't like you. It may not go with their lifestyle. I know plenty of people that sell boiled peanuts with neck bones. Do I ever buy them? No. But I respect the hustle, because it's not conducive to my body. So don't let people make you feel guilty. But at the same time, put your health first. Put the health of the women and your family, your emotions. Thank you.
All right, now we have another question actually to pose to the panelists, the second one. What values or value system? I know some of this has already been discussed, but we're going to go into it just what values or value